wanted to share this thing I was teaching in class. It's called the ruler method. And the idea is that very often men don't have the vocabulary for the emotions they're feeling. And once you get apathetic, at ease, these are very normal things, very good. Like stage one, wherever you are there, it's not a problem. But you should be aware of where you are, right? The next block out, irritated, annoyed, pleased, happy, focused, hopeful, content, satisfied, secure, calm, bored, sad, down. This stand the way your body feels when you feel those emotions. You can label it and give it a name. You can express it to other people. That way they can know where you are so they can have that interaction with you. And finally, you can regulate your emotions. Really amazing. Starting with teachers, teaching the teachers in schools about this, and then randomly assigning students to having this training. Brought students in high-risk districts from 30% regulation is social. That helps people keep from getting to a point where they're elated or ecstatic. And the problem with being super emotional in a positive way is that it's not that far from going ecstatic to panicked. Mm-hmm. Those feelings are close because, and these are the dimensions, high energy to low energy, unpleasant to pleasant. We know sometimes they are. Sometimes they're just super, super excited, right? Other times they're nervous. But they don't know those emotions. They're just acting out. And so if we can help them label their emotions, we can help step them back from that, help them reconsider. Feelings are perfectly normal. They're perfectly centered. They're not going anywhere bad. And it's okay to have a positive, a high energy negative emotion like peeved, right? Or a low energy negative emotion like a bit bored, right? Oh, now am I tired? They start now for something where we learn how awful men are. Are we ready? This is called patriarchy, all right? And it's where men, instead of getting in touch with their emotions, replace it.
Looks like it's 8 minutes long. Just raise your hand, I guess, or whatever, if you want me to pause it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and pause it to talk whenever you're ready, Marco.
Okay. Damn.
Ricky, you know very well.
Okay.
I mean, you have a puppy with her. You should know who it is.
Yeah, so what they do is they call
with Becca.
Okay. Yeah, Becca. All right.
Okay.
Well, I mean, does that even matter?
Of course it matters.
To her, it matters for sure. You guys like
Puppy. You have like 80 puppies at your house?
I don't know. It's my move. It's what it's my thing. This particular puppy, when I give her the puppy, works every time.
Wait, I don't get it. Works for what?
You.
Yeah, this is not the same one I saw actually.
So, it is the idea that a man's entire emotion.
Well, no, I can play a little bit of devil's advocate. By the way this guy's talking, yeah, he's a douchebag. But like, I definitely had back in my dating days, I had set plans of like good dates that I wanted to take women on, but that wasn't just to get laid. That was to eat place. Hey, let's go to the zoo. Let's go to the aquarium. And for $100 a year, I got to go for free for me and a guest whenever I wanted. So it was a cheap date, and it was impressive. But again, my goal wasn't to get laid. My goal was to impress.
Yeah, and you weren't, and you missed this early, Born. The goal wasn't to buy someone a puppy.
Empathetic about this issue because you are a father, so you kind of understand that women basically in their 20s like will treat a puppy like a brand new baby. Like a puppy isn't
the girl before you bought the puppy. I mean, you already picked her up.
It's the first date move though, like you're gonna feel the deal if you give her a puppy. It works like a charm with a dog. I'm cutting out the walking part.
What happens to the puppy though?
In the morning.
Have dinner for the rest of your life together as it's joint custody of a puppy.
Come on, if you believe that, we're gonna
Everything you said.
Ricky, are you kidding me? Is that true, everything you just said right now?
Right.
No, I think you just missed something or whatever. I mean, I buy girls puppies, but like those just stuffed animals. Like
I mean, it's fucking diabolical. but you would do things.
Diabolical with a positive connotation. Continue.
No, but
A game where he doesn't have feelings. It's purely sociopathic, but
yeah,
he was told your job is not to have emotions, your job is to have sex.
absolutely.
Who told him
And
that?
tells men not to have emotions, but instead to sublimate those emotions. That is, push them through a sexual desire. Front, it makes for sociopathic sexual interactions, whether it's verbiage to get them to that deeper life. So it leaves men with, like, this patriarchal system that keeps a few men in charge, leaves many men at the bottom and emotionally broken. In fact, it's a feature, not a bug. It keeps them from fixing the system.
I'll go like, well, the
Right.
transaction took place.
Right,
Aren't
and
guys
ownership has shifted. The woman is now owned.
But only guys we're
Mistaken thinking was
in the 20s,
thinking
guys
Biden
are
was going to win.
susceptible.
War II, they were trained out of their patriarchy, and so they act in a much less patriarchal fashion. They're substantially now they have all sorts of other problems, but in comparison to what they once were, which was a hyper masculine nation, they are doing a lot better because they've learned not to be part of the.
But what makes
What do
them
you do
feel
instead?
that way is that
Is
Why
that's
do
right,
they
and if they started off
point.
seeking, like Rube was pointing out, a long-term relationship full of emotion
Instead
and
of
meaning,
just sex. Right.
right? Because the only
Basic
connection.
thing.
I mean, I'm not your mom. I'm
basically
not
what
going
I
to tell
said.
you have to live a meaningful life.
It's clearly
Yeah.
like there's two separate desires. Like, if it were like just hookup culture, like they wouldn't have gone.
Ricky,
No, I'm
Ricky, I
serious.
don't,
Those
I don't think
those other girls, like, they just get, a little teeny stuffed dog or whatever. It's nothing. They meant nothing to me.
that's bull. I just heard you say that you have a friend at a pet store. Ricky,
I should have all the shots by then.
Come on, man. Be honest.
I'm being honest.
No, Ricky. I literally just heard you say that anybody.
That's what I was trying to say, like, and that's why I bought you the dog. Like, it's an instant connection, and I just wanted to give you a dog. It's true. Like, I'm trying to tell you something. I'm trying to tell you how much I care about you. So,
Shut up! This is so absolutely
Narcissist.
manipulative. You know what? He's
Sociopath
talking the way
narcissism.
he's talking.
Authority is to tell her, don't listen to anyone else.
Don't
You're
use
just
your brain.
confused.
I'm just listening.
I'm
to my
telling
words.
you.
You're special.
I'm telling
believe
you
your
the
own
truth.
ears.
I mean,
Don't
you're-
believe what you just heard.
That's right.
This guy's a sociopath.
Sociopath.
well,
It's
yeah.
100% sociopathic behavior.
Yeah.
But the poor puppy.
Oh no.
They're not.
Exactly.
They're not.
That's
They're
what it
not.
sounds like to
They
me.
are.
It's just
They
so
are.
out there.
100.
It's like,
I
yeah,
can't
it's
say
just
100%.
way out there.
98% sure that these are actors on the
I've
radio.
heard a
every
lot of
city
these-
across the nation.
Oh my
I
God,
know.
Jimmy.
No.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
all right,
Jimmy
maybe-
Snow.
Haven't seen you.
I mean, I've
So he bought this woman a puppy so he could get laid, and in the morning he brings the puppy back to the pet store. And she was on the line. He didn't know.
crazy person.
No, it sounds
Oh,
like
yeah,
an extreme example if it's even real.
Yeah. Oh, it's real.
I
Yeah,
think
it
it's
is
real. I mean, I
real.
knew guys.
I think if these were more, I think it all
Out like that.
right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like what social media is.
In fact, if you're
Yeah,
TikTok, if you watch
It's
that,
this stuff doesn't matter.
But I think it really does hurt men and women
If
if you act that way. Like at the end of the
It
day,
absolutely
doesn't
does.
need to-
Get on listen to them. I'll see you Friday. I'll pick you up, and then we can go get sprinkles. And like sprinkles face when you like.
we
Yeah,
like
of course.
boys,
I mean, let's
right?
go one more time, and I can prove to you that I'm a good guy and that I really care about you.
So excited, guys. I really am.
All right, well, you guys have fun, and I guess, Ricky, the next thing for you to do is get on the phone with your friend and make sure that Sprinkles is still there.
A victim too, right? They're all victims of patriarchy, and this idea that men's job is sex, because they can't have emotions. But if you can
I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off, but
No
I
worries.
don't know. I was thinking about that, whether or not they to call them victims.
Our empathy.
Mhm.
Were they
Why?
literally born without it? Were they born a psychopath? Because we found out that that's not usually the case. It's
Right.
when you look at almost any abuser and you find out their story, this doesn't excuse any of
by the game, right? But when you recognize your emotions, then you can take yourself back. And most of these folks that have been abused, they've learned to disconnect from their emotions because that's what you're supposed to do as a man. And if you've been abused, that's how you get through the abuse. So you don't have this disengagement anymore if you can start to notice the high energy, it's unpleasant, I need to deal with it. So that's how you step out of patriarchy, is you get in touch with the emotions that you actually have, but you notice when they're happening.
I just have a hard time basically saying like that.
Well,
and that's they're unwitting players, and I just have a hard time like eliciting empathy and calling them victims when it's like that type of sociopathic, disgusting behavior.
Yeah, he's for every date.
I don't know about
or whatever.
that. I mean,
he said he
like
a
little far.
A little bit, but
Kill
it
the
seems
puppy.
like he shows no.
He seems
emotion.
pretty fucking sociopathic.
I don't know, guys. Come on, you guys are going to extremes.
Nobody's
That's
saying
not
that.
exactly. That's where I'm going with. I think there's a difference here. That guy's a complete sociopath. Now he's operating in a system, that patriarchal system that rewards that type of behavior. But that's a
Except if he is a victim of the patriarchy, and how would we address and create a society that has less assholes like that guy if we
Right.
don't go to what were the problems that turned that guy into that?
And CEOs are victims of a shareholder system, right? They the way that he has status with a woman, that's patriarchal in and of itself. And yeah, he's not a victim at the time, but he's certainly playing a game. And at some point, you know, and here's the thing. This is, for example, I like Jimmy's point about CEOs. CEOs of major healthcare companies are the other that needs to be changed. And we have to find paths to stepping out of it.
Well, awareness, you know. I think awareness is the
yeah, I mean,
first
people
step.
don't know about emotions. I literally put this up on the board for my students, and one guy was like, I don't know these words.
There's responsibility to help them be more emotional.
It's really
intelligent,
both.
or is it their fathers? I mean,
Mothers
where
and
is it
fathers work together to beat young men into.
Whose responsibility is it to fix it? It's societies at large too. If you're just trying to figure out whether to blame your mom or your dad, if you are
No,
still
it's not that. It's just where is it broken?
Yeah, public schools should also
Yeah, the question
be
is
teaching these.
how can I
gotta go
take?
to
That's
the
right,
source
public
of
schools.
the problem.
We can do social emotional
And build
learning in
from there.
schools, and we
Read
Without the
jokes.
laugh track.
Things are
If you
shifting now, but the single greatest source of the reinforcement of like what men were supposed to be like and what women were supposed to be like growing up in my life were churches. And I don't even know how to solve that. And it's still a big issue, but now you have additional things like manosphere influencer culture bullshit.
Yeah.
See her. Oh, all my friends are here.
Yeah.
I know they had to come in because there were so many people I knew.
Jimmy's here.
Right. So, once we notice that we're feeling irritated or concerned or restless, say, okay, you're dancing like that, I'm dancing like this. Here's the thing. You kick me in the shins every time we do this. I really need you not to do that. And then if that other person doesn't want to change how they're dancing, you have to just stop dancing with them. Now, those boundaries have to be set in reality. If they're like,
To and the people around you where they are on this chart, which
right,
is a little harder.
And helping people themselves. Like if you can label, and here's a trick from sales: label it. Right? Said, I'm not angry, when in fact she was a little peeved, and I overstated how upset she was, which made her substantially more upset. Right. By being intense to jittery, I start scrunching up the front of my face. And so when I notice that I'm in the front of my face, I say, okay, I need to take a step back. I need to pay attention. Recognize, understand, right? Recognize that you're feeling something. Understand your body. Label it. L for label it. Words is very powerful. Again, going through randomized trials, teaching teachers about this, and then having them teach students about it, because very often it was the teachers themselves that lacked emotional regulation, right?